Hello YouTubers, Ted here in beautiful Côte St. Luc, Canada with another Farmington update for you. In this Farmington update, the main thing we're going to do is progress to the Oceanic Future age. So for a long time, I don't even know how many weeks now, I've been working my way through the Arctic Future age. This one is very slow because many of the technologies, to get them, you need to spend promethium. You can see it there at the bottom of that list. You need promethium, and the promethium comes from this Arctic ship that you send out roughly once per day. And it gives you roughly 60, 80, 100 promethium per trip, depending on how which people you send. I can't show you right now, but you send certain people on the ship, and they have different abilities and whatever. Anyway, the point is, it takes 3 or 4-ish days to get enough promethium to then acquire each of these technologies. So there's essentially just a really long delay built into the system, regardless of what else you're doing. Before this, I had been going up to a new era every 2 or 3 weeks, but the built-in promethium delay here just makes it inherently slow. And but now we are ready to move on to the Oceanic Future. By the way, the Oceanic Future is going to take even more time because there's a different thing that you need here. I mean, you also need some promethium, like for this first one. You need some promethium. But for some of these later ones, you start to need something called orichalcum. I'm just trying to find one of those. Hello. Why is it not popping up? Hello, pop-up. Oh, I guess I have to be on this part. No, I'm not seeing it yet, but at some point it starts that you need orichalcum. There is some, see? And that orichalcum, I mean, so you do need a lot of promethium on the way. That'll slow me down. And then at some point you need, in this case, promethium and orichalcum. Orichalcum comes from a different harbor that appears over here somewhere, and that sends a ship to collect orichalcum. Anyway, so today we are going to go up to the Oceanic Future. So let's do it. I need to spend a little extra forge points here. No problem. Got lots of them banked. And we unlock. Woohoo! Oceanic Future. I can't decide if to say it oceanic or oceanic, because ocean has a sh sound, but somehow my brain likes to say oceanic in the longer word. Anyway, let's go back to the city and see the fireworks. Woohoo! Oceanic Future. And yeah, so that is that. And so I expect. I I used to think that Oceanic Future was famously the longest era to try to get through because there's a lot of technologies. And if you look at the map, look at all these. I mean, it's just so long. I don't know what they were thinking. Virtual Future is much shorter by comparison. Oceanic Future also has a really long map. Now, I'm still finishing the Arctic Future map. This is not as important as it once was. It used to be very important because you had to get the certain territories that allow you to produce goods of that era. I'm trying to see if there's one here. There's not. They have some earlier age goods production I've picked up here. It must be on a different. Is there a different Arctic Future map? I don't remember, or just the one. Okay, they must be somewhere. Anyway, it used to be more important, and frankly, now you could play the game without worrying about the continent map at all, and just never explore the continent map because you can generate all the goods you need from buildings like this, and whatever. I'll make a couple other quick comments before we move on. Right. So I was in process of saying the Oceanic Future has even bigger, like a really big continent map to get through. But I'm not so worried about that because, like, who cares? But what I am, quote, looking forward to is a really long slog getting through all of this stuff. Before I sign off, I'll make a couple other quick comments. So I recently finished getting a full level Shinto temple. Shinto temple is something you get in the feudal Japan settlement. So basically, you see it's level 9 at the top there. So basically, you have to play through the entire feudal Japan settlement more than 9 times, really, because most of the times you get an upgrade, but sometimes you get an avatar. So I don't know, maybe it's 11 or 12 times. You just have to play again and again through that feudal Japan settlement. And for a while I stopped there, but then more recently I decided to continue playing a different settlement, the Inca, is it? Aztec, sorry. The Aztec settlement, mainly because I like the mini game here. It's sort of like Minesweeper. I can't show you because it's not open yet because I haven't gotten far enough along in my progress to open it. It'll open once I build that Quetzal aviary, but I'm not quite there yet. The reward building here, I can show you the higher levels. Once, if I persist at this and get the highest level of the reward building, it will be fine. It'll generate a bunch of previous age goods and a few current age goods. It's really not a big deal. The main reason I'm playing is for the Minesweeper mini game, and maybe I'll show that in a future video. This other reward building from the feudal Japan, I was interested in it in part, yes, for the goods, and especially the 365 previous age goods you can see right there. But if you look at the bottom of this information chart, you can see it also gives 150% supply boost. So those percentage boosts are nice, and it helps keep my supply numbers up here. So that's the main thing I wanted to mention. I still am doing GBG. In Guild Battleground last season, I actually won because barely anyone was putting any effort in, and I sort of slowly took over about half the map. But in this one, I'm back with some tougher people, and I'm coming in, I think, next to last. Let's see here. Yeah, next to last, which is fine. And I guess that's pretty much it. So that was going up to Oceanic Future. So this is mid-May. And I don't know. What do you think? Mid-July, mid-August, 2 months, 3 months to get through Oceanic Future? I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Some of the more recent ages too, like in my main city, which I'm not really playing at the moment, but Space Age, SASH, what does that stand for? Space Hub? Space Age Space Hub. Also takes a long time to get through because they just have built in these requirements of special goods or insane amounts of goods or things like that. So there you go, Oceanic Future in Farmington, and in 3 months, 2 months, something like that, we'll be going up an era again to the virtual future. See you then, and thanks for watching.